Welcome back. It is Friday, August 25th in the MLB. Our 5 favorite picks are on the way. It's Austin, joined by Logan. Let's recap yesterday. A 2-2 day. Let's talk about it. Now, we had an added play, as we talked about. Josh Lowe to get over 1.5 bases. An absolute electric 8th inning home run. We will take that. Kyle Tucker, Adley Rutschman hit parlay pretty sweat-free. Our 2 losses, man, I feel like we could have easily cashed in at a 4-0 day. Rangers money line, I mean, they blew a 4-run lead. I understand why they're on a losing streak, given the decisions they made in the bullpen. And Yankees over 3.5. First 17 total. I gave out a ton of pivots. Every single pivot hit. The only thing that didn't hit was the Yankees over 3.5. They end up hitting their full game team total. They hit their first 5 team total, cover the full game run line, or first half run line, whatever. It's nothing we can do there. Let's bounce back today. We've dominated the last couple Fridays. Let's continue that momentum going into the weekend. Now I have 3 notes, and I want you guys to listen up real quick because there's important ones. Number 1, college football week 0 is upon us. Starts tomorrow. Our best bets and picks video will be live at 1 p.m. Eastern time. Might already be live by the time you're watching this, and if it is, I'll link it at the end of this video. Definitely check it out. We had a pretty good profitable, year last year betting college football. It is, we're just excited for football to be back. So check out that video, 1 p.m. Eastern time. You'll see a similar thumbnail to the one we do for these MLB videos. Number 2, it's a Friday, which means the Dimers hit parlay is back. We've been crushing these. I don't know how many, 8 of our last 12 we've cashed. So we have another one coming your guys' way. Top link in description. Should be live by the time the video goes live. 3 hitters. We really like to get a hit. Go check out that. Number 3, we're going to talk about DraftKings real quick. You can get your bankroll built up for the football season coming up soon with $200 in instant bonus bets on DraftKings. Here's how you get them. You sign up. Top link in description. You also make a $5 money line bet on any team today and get $200 in site credits regardless of if they win or lose. Take advantage of that. All details down below in the description if you are a new user on DraftKings. If you haven't been using DraftKings, we do a lot of picks on their platform, especially for MLB, where we think they are one of the better books for betting MLB. But Logan, you got some plays today. I'm gonna let you kick it off. Where are you going today?
Yeah, and no more money lines after Rangers yesterday. Thanks, guys. You trying to win a game or not? Disgusting. But that's baseball for you. I'm going to pick a total in this one. I'm taking the Guardians and Blue Jays over 8.5 total runs. Minus 102 odds on DraftKings, currently your best value there. Now, I looking at these 2 pitchers and knowing that it's Friday, Austin and I have a theory that normally on Fridays you don't pick unders. Because why? Speaking from experience, we've picked unders and just been so damn wrong on them most of the year. I think our hit rate on unders is probably under 40%. But I do like the over in this one for a few reasons, right? Let's start with Chris Bassett. Even though he's been great at home this season, but the Guardians roster has had success versus him before. If you look at 41 plate appearances, the Guardians have a 265 batting average against Bassett. And on the year, you look at his ERA and WHIP, 3.92 ERA and a 1.21 WHIP for Bassett. Those numbers are just like okay. Those are give up 2-3 earned runs and still add on to this total. And I think that's kind of what happens today. And you look at the StatCast numbers for Chris Bassett, 45th percentile in expected batting average, 33rd percentile in expected slugging, 25th percentile in barrel percentage. He's not that great of a pitcher, right? He might have some good outings. He might have some bad outings. But at the end of the day, he's just not a huge strikeout swing and miss pitcher, right? That's just not the name of his game. He does give up a lot of hits, and sometimes those hits can be for extra bases. Faces also a Guardians team that doesn't strike out. I mean, they're first in strikeouts, and they're very, very capable of offensive outbursts like the 8 runs that they put up against the Dodgers. I say they're capable. I'm not going to say they're going to do it for sure because, yes, this Guardians offense has been streaky a lot of the year. That's why, sometimes when you're picking a total, you just got to take a chance on the team, and I'm taking a chance on the Guardians bringing the bats today. Now, on the other side, we got Tanner Bybee starting for the Guardians, 3.01 ERA and a 1.21 WHIP. Now, normally, you would just be pretty square and bet the under because you look at Bybee and how good he's been a lot of his starts this year. His expected ERA is slightly higher at a 3.66, but I love betting against a pitcher to not duplicate what they did in their last matchup because I know in baseball it's a game of adjustments and it's a game of familiarity. Once these hitters get more familiarity with the pitcher, they'll know how to attack him, right? Last time Bybee faced the Jays, he went 7 innings pitched, 0 earned runs. And the final score of that game, 1-0. Blue Jays, naturally, they had to strand some runners, right? It's kind of what they do. They went 2 for 8 with runners in scoring position, 9 left on base. I mean, that's kind of what this Blue Jays team does, but I guarantee you the final score won't be 1-0 in this game. If it is, I'll come on here and say, terrible pick, guys. But, if you look at that outing, though, That outing for Bybee was at home where he has a 2.02 ERA. He's been great at home this year. Compared to on the road where he's got a 4.04 ERA on the road. Obviously, he's pitching on the road in this one. And I think the Blue Jays offense can certainly get to him. We've seen at home that them be able to have some outbursts at home. And the Blue Jays have a 261 batting average versus Bybee. So it's not like he no-hit them, right? They should have plenty of chances to get some hits and runs up on Tanner Bybee today. That's not even that bold of a prediction, because in baseball you got to make those adjustments. And you look at righties; they have more success versus Bybee on the year. He's only allowing a 212 opponent's batting average to lefties compared to a 255 opponent's batting average to righties. That's kind of big to me because the best hitters in this Blue Jays lineup are all their right-handed bats. You look at them. Guerrero Jr., Merrifield, Bichette, Chapman, Springer, all righties in this one. So I definitely think they should stand a really good chance of getting some hits and runs up on Tanner Bybee today. And you look at the bullpens for each of these teams: Toronto 6th in bullpen ERA and Cleveland 8th in bullpen ERA in August. So actually two of the better bullpens in this month. But this is one of those games, and I've seen it before plenty of times, you have to adjust to the new rules of baseball where the totals are normally set to 8.5. This is one of those games where if each of these teams can get 2 runs on the starting pitcher and maybe 2 runs in the bullpen, that could push at 4-4 tie, and then the over 8.5 will cash. I've talked about it before, time and time again. It's not that tall of a task if you break it down like that. I know 8.5 seems like a high total, but I think our brains are just conditioned to last year when most of the totals were set to like 7.5 and 8. Now 8.5, 9.5 are like the new norms. But I definitely think the over's the play in this one. I'm going to go ahead and take it as my first bet. But Austin, what are you going with today?
Yeah, I'm going to start us off with a hit parlay. We cashed out yesterday. I got a couple picks today, but we'll start with the hit parlay because you guys love these. And we're going to 2 talented hitters. Probably a guy that's going to be on the thumbnail. It's going to be Mookie Betts and Adley Rutschman of the Orioles. Obviously, Betts plays for the Dodgers. Each to record 1 hit. They can get 2 hits if they care. Mookie had 5 hits in his last game. We only need 1 today. It's -112 on Bet365. Now, from a FanDuel people out there, no idea what the odds are because they don't have odds for that Red Sox game, or for the Red Sox game. They just posted odds for the Orioles right as we were about to record. For my DraftKings people, both these guys are listed at 1.5 hits, but this is how I would pivot to them because they both should be in the lineup today. I would take Adley Rutschman to get a hit plus the Orioles plus 4.5, and then I take Mookie Betts to get a hit plus the Dodgers over 1.5 team total. That's about -120. So let's dive into both these 2 hitters as Mookie Betts returns to Fenway for the first time in his career. Obviously, he was a long-time Red Sox, then left and went to the Dodgers. It's actually his first time back in Fenway, and I like him to bounce to get us a hit here today. Now, Mookie, you look at him, 310 on the season, great batting average, but he's been scorching hot as of late. 463 in August, 568 over his last 15 days. To say he's been scorching hot, honestly, would be an understatement. He's been absolutely crushing the baseball. We only need 1 hit from him today, and you really don't want to walk Mookie. I mean, he will get his walks here and there, but you got Freddie Freeman behind him, and I want to put out a PSA, though. It's fade Freddie Friday. He doesn't like to get hits on Fridays, doesn't like to cash his bases, so avoid him. Don't put him in your hit parlays if you can, but I just think Mookie's can get his chances against Cutter Crawford. Now, Crawford throws a bunch of pitches, but the main 2 he will throw to Mookie will be a 34% four-seam, 31% cutter. You look at Mookie's expected batting average versus those 2 pitches, 306 and 335. Look, Mookie's been scorching out. I'll keep riding with him. I think he can get us at least 1 hit. Now, next up is going to be our boy, Adley Rutschman. He came through for us yesterday, got us not just 1, got us 3 hits. And while we didn't ask for 3, we'll certainly take that. Rutschman, it's just like Mookie Betts, batting 277 on the season, but scorching hot, 327 at home and 440 over his last 7 days. He's really been seeing the baseball well, and he gets a great matchup today against Kyle Freeland. Now, I will talk about Kyle Freeland a little bit more in depth in a couple minutes when I talk about an Orioles pick that I will be on, but you look at Freeland, 75th percentile walk percentage, not walking a lot of guys, and allowing a 310 batting average to right-handed batters. Now, Adley is a switch hitter, so he can bat lefty, can bat righty. Given that Freeland is a lefty, you'll see him bat righty, and he's been struggling versus right-handed bats. Freeland, look at the pitches he's throwing: 25% four-seam, 25% slider, 25-ish% sinker. Adley's expected batting average, 281, 265, 319 for those 3 pitches. Look, I'll take my chance here. Guy that's swinging a very hot bat. Freeland, also 2nd percentile whiff percentage. Not missing bats, and for a guy that's scorching hot like Adley Rutschman, going to be, I think Adley will get his plenty of chances batting in the leadoff spot for this Orioles team. Look, even if he can't get it done against Freeland, do not worry. The Rockies are trying to intentionally lose games, although they're trying to make it not look intentional, but I swear this team is trying to lose games on purpose. I think Adley comes through, whether it's against Freeland or against that bullpen. I like him. I like Mookie Betts, each to get a hit, -112. Give me that. Logan, you got a hit parlay too. Which 2 hitters are you going with?
Yeah, I really like your hit parlay, and I got one as well. I'm taking my boy Trey Turner, no surprise there, and Nico Horner, each to record a hit parlay, minus 118 odds on Bet365. Currently, your best value for those two hitters. Again, not sure of the odds on FanDuel. They don't have lines for this Cubs game yet, but just be patient. They'll come out. If you want to look at the DraftKings pivot, because we know the over half hits isn't always available there. I'll take a Trey Turner hit plus Phillies over 1.5 and a Horner hit or Cubs over 1.5 team total, minus 114 odds there. So I mean that's a good decent pivot for you if you don't are on DraftKings. But hey, if FanDuel's in your area, I would definitely play hit parlays more often there because they don't do the 1.5 hits thing. But let's talk about Trey. Our boy. COS Hall of Famer. He's come through us. He's come through for us several times on this channel, and he faces Miles Michaelis in the Cardinals today. I really do like that matchup. Turner has seen Michaelis before, 4 for 16, 250 against Miles Michaelis. So, I mean, that's an okay batting average. But Miles Michaelis this year, we call him Meatball Michaelis for a reason. 276 opponent's batting average to righties this season, not great at all. He just can't miss bats. And if you're a pitcher that can't miss bats, I'm going to take a hit prop against you. Like that's just common sense, right? We know Trey also common sense. He loves hitting at Citizens Bank Park. I'm scared to take him ever on the road, but at home he's just been ridiculous, especially of late. Trey Turner, 294 batting average in August and a 389 average at home in the month of August. Trey Turner's just been seeing the ball really well at home. He's very comfortable getting hits there. I expect him to be able to get at least one against Michaelis or even the Cardinals bullpen. They got some trash arms in there as well. Now let's talk about Nico Horner's second leg of this parlay. Faces Mitch Keller and the Pirates. He has seen Keller before. Nico's 1 for 3 with a 333 batting average, obviously there. So it's limited sample size, but Nico faces a pitcher that I like his pitch mix that he'll see from Keller today. Because Keller, fastball, cutter, and sinker type pitcher. Horner against those pitches, 304, 387, and 243. The reason I keep backing Nico Horner is because he's a good fastball hitter. So many of these pitchers these days, if they can't command their secondary pitch, they have to go to the fastball. Like that's kind of their default pitch. And I think Nico Horner, especially with the fact that he's hitting over 300 against fastballs specifically this year, stands a really good chance of getting a hit for us today. Nico also, he's been good as of late as well. 293 batting average in August, and he faces Keller because Keller, we know how he started the season really good, and he kind of always does that, but he has not been nearly as good as he was earlier in the season. He's out rough August. Nico, good August. Keller, bad August. Keller allowing a 326 opponent's batting average in the month of August. That's not great at all. I will gladly take a guy batting in the 2 spot on the road, getting plenty of chances to get a hit, and especially against a guy who is notorious for the hit parlay in Mitch Keller, or the hit parade for the hit parlay in Mitch Keller. But Austin, what else are you going with today?
Yeah, I got 2 picks. Let's get on out of here. I'm doing 2 of them. Let's roll right through them. I'm going to the Orioles. They're on. I got the jersey. I'm taking their team total over 2.5 runs in the first 5 innings. Don't mind the regular full game team total. I just think normally if the O's bats are going to get that regular team total, they're going to start early and hot. Now, let's talk about this one, though, because we do want to dive into the pitches the pitcher we're going to see, and it's going to be Kyle Freeland. Now, Freeland, we already talked about him a little bit with Adley Rutschman, and you look at him. He enters with a 5.02 ERA, but a 5.40 expected ERA and a 1.47 whip. You look at his other props, though. His earned runs prop sitting at 3.5. His outs prop sitting at 16.5. So they really don't think he goes more than 6 innings pitched, and I think he goes up at least 3 with the potential for 4 earned runs. So I'll take my chances here. They obviously have those lines set for a reason. I think we can see the O's get us 3 runs, and we're not asking for Freeland to give up those earned runs, because we saw with Mackenzie Gore just a couple days ago, he gave up 6 runs unearned, but 2 earned runs total. So we have errors on our side. This is a Rockies team that does make some errors here and there. But let's talk about over the last 30 days, the O's have been good versus lefties. 10th best batting average, 11th highest slugging percentage, 13th highest WRC plus versus lefties. So I trust this team that can go out there and get hits, and they're a good hitting team, obviously. And when the hits come, they normally come in a parade fashion. So we could see the O's put up 3 runs in an instant, and that's all that could take against a guy like Kyle Freeland. And we've talked about Freeland, but he's been even worse on the road, which is crazy to say for a guy that pitches in Coors Field. His splits are worse on the road, allowing a 5.40 ERA and a 302 batting average. So it's really not been great. As I talked about with Rutschman, struggling to miss bats, 17th percentile hard hit percentage, 7th in expected slugging, 8th percentile in expected batting average, 4th in K percentage, 2nd in whiff rate. He's allowed 23 home runs this season, and this is the O's team that when they're hitting the ball, they're hitting the ball well. And this is a guy that struggled to miss bats. And I love this O's team to be able to hit the ball and get the ball in play. This is a team that really hasn't grounded out into a ton of double plays. They know where to put the baseball, and it could be 5 singles in a row. It could be anything against Kyle Freeland. He does give up some hard contact. I just think this team will be able to get to Kyle Freeland pretty easily. Hopefully it's Rutschman doing some damage for us too, so we can kill 2 birds with 1 stone. But I really like the O's to at least get us 3 runs in the first 5 innings. Like I said, full game team total would be my favorite pivot. I don't really know exactly what the O's are doing in terms of their pitching. I think they're starting Irvin, but could be Flaherty. Who knows what they're doing. Now for my last pick of the day, then we'll get out of here. I'm going to a Rays pitcher. It's going to be Zach Eflin to get over 17.5 outs, minus 115 on DraftKings. Now my favorite pivot for the FanDuel people out there would be the Rays plus 1.5 in the under 5.5 first 5. That is a little bit juiced, but I do think that's pretty safe. I would play this Eflin one up to minus 130 or so. Now this is honestly mostly a fade of the Yankees lineup after what they did to me yesterday. They had 3 runs through the first 3 innings and then absolutely did nothing the next 4 to not get us the 4th run that we needed. And I've seen enough of this offense to say this team just stinks. And if they want to go out there and rock Eflin, go for it. But Eflin, you look at his numbers on the year: 3.58 ERA and a 1.03 WHIP. At home, he's been even better with a 3.05 ERA. And look at the WHIP, 0.94 and a 223 batting average allowed. Look, that's great. If you can ever see a WHIP below 1, you take your chances there. This is a guy that's thrown 6 or more innings pitched, aka 18 outs, in 16 of 24 starts. That's 2/3 of the time. And I just think that this Rays team will need him to go out there and throw at least 6. Now, they aren't normally have a long leash with Eflin. If he gets them 6 innings pitched, they'll normally take him out at that point, but they will give him the leash to do it. If maybe he's in the 75 pitch territory, they'll let him get the leash to go out there. And this is a Rays team that just threw a bullpen game yesterday, so they had to use 5 of their bullpen arms. They're going to need a solid 6 innings pitched from Eflin today, and I think he can get it done against the Yankees offense. We talked about them, they've been hitting lefties well. Well, Eflin's a righty, and they've been struggling. Last 30 days, Yankees 30th, aka dead last, 29th, second to last, and 29th in WRC+. I mean, you look at all the stats for right-handed pitching, they have been stinking up the joint against righties. I also know this Yankees team loves to ground into double plays, so we'll talk about that in 1 second. But this is a guy in Eflin. He does have tad reverse splits where righties do better than him do better against him than lefties, but I'm not concerned about the right-handed bats. I just am not concerned about these Yankees offense. We saw, Harrison Bader going out there 0 for 4 with 4 Ks, then got up with a chance to be a legacy at bat. He had a deep fly ball 0 for 5. I just don't trust him. Eflin also very good at, limiting his pitch count. 4th in MLB in pitches per plate appearance, right up there near Sandy Alcantara. We know how far Sandy can go into games. He's had 2 starts versus the Yankees. One actually bad start where gave up 4 earned runs, still went 6 innings pitched. The other one, 6 innings pitched, only 3 hits allowed. Look, I think the Rays need him to go out there and throw 6. This is Yankees lineup that I cannot, even though, the top 4 of their lineup, they had a career game from Giancarlo Stanton. Judge hit well, LeMahieu hit well, Gleyber Torres hit well. They still let Patrick Corbin easily go 6 innings pitched. Yankees have seen Eflin before. At 56 plate appearances, 28.6 K percentage, a .195 expected batting average, and 9 of the 12 hits they've gotten off of him have been singles. This is a team that I just don't trust to not ground into double plays. I swear Gleyber comes up, double play. Stanton, double play. These are guys that when they get the weak contact and the ground balls, which Eflin is great at inducing, they're going to get to double plays, and that's the one thing about this Yankees offense. They really don't beat out double plays. Normally teams, it's hard to get the double plays against them. This is a team that wants to ground into double plays, I swear. So give me Eflin to throw 6 innings pitch, over 17.5 outs. But Logan, any final thoughts before we get out of here?
Yeah, I mean, baseball's been good for us in August, but I am excited, admittedly, as you were recording that college football video last night. So again, wait till the afternoon to check that one out. But Austin and I are really excited for college football, for football in general, because it gives us something else to focus on. But we're still going to go strong with baseball. Let's have a very profitable Friday.
Yeah, the dog days of summer are about over. But either way, check out that video live at 1 p.m. Eastern time. When it is live, I'll link it up on the screen. We're not stopping the MLB picks, though. You'll have them every single day. So let's have a great day, another great Friday. Let's have a 4-1, 5-0 day would be absolutely electric. Let us know your favorite picks down below. Subscribe if you're new, and we'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.